Were you a marksman back in your national service days?
Yes.
You were? Okay. Were you in the sniper company or platoon?
Well, I'm not a sniper in the platoon, but I was a sniper in my unit.
That was the commandos?
Yes.
Okay. Favorite Game of Thrones character?
Khaleesi, Mother of Dragons.
Mother of Dragons. What is the weirdest thing anybody has ever asked you being a national shooter?
Whether I've shot anyone.
Yeah. Scariest moment in your shooting career so far?
Oh, I was shot at once in the back by accident.
During competition?
During training. So someone did not check what was in front of him,
Okay.
and basically shot me in the back at a distance of like 80 meters. So I had a mass of red dots on my back because of the impact of the pellets.
How would you sum up your experience of competing against the continent's best? 6 Asian Games over 24 years.
It's always a wonderful experience when I think back. And of course, what's even more important than that are the friendship that you forged over the years. And some of the guys that I've met at my first Asian Games, we're still in contact, and then we remain good friends. And some have passed on. So yeah, so I think this is, for me, this is what matters most. The competition is important, but the friendship that the friends we have made over the years, I think that counts as something at the top of the list. Yeah.
Okay. We are the National Shooting Centre with legend Wung. And since this is the year 2020, let's play 2020 with the legend Wung. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Rum and raisin.
Rum and raisin. Okay. Favorite?
More rum, yeah.
Okay. Favorite Game of Thrones character?
Khaleesi, Mother of Dragons.
Mother of Dragons. Favorite Southeast Asian dish outside of Singapore?
Pad Thai.
That's Thai, right? Pad Thai.
Thai, yep.
Okay. Favorite type of footwear?
Sandals.
Okay. Favorite rock band?
Queen.
Wow. It's a kind of magic. Least favorite fruit?
The soft red apple.
You don't like?
Nah. Powdery, yeah.
Favorite football club?
None.
None?
Nah.
You don't watch the EPL at all?
No.
Okay. Favorite city in the world outside Singapore?
Taipei.
Taipei. Favorite shooting competition venue in the world?
Lonato, Italy.
Okay. Favorite type of seafood?
Raw fish.
That's not sushi, right?
Can be sushi, but yeah.
Okay. Most memorable shooting competition for you?
The Asian Champs in Kuwait.
This was
1997. No, 2007.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite artist from the 80s?
Michael Jackson.
The king of pop.
Of course.
Wow. Okay. Favorite sport apart from shooting?
Cycling. Yep.
Favorite online shooting game?
Call of Duty.
Wow. Okay. You can't go wrong with COD.
Yeah.
Favorite e-commerce shopping website?
Alibaba.
Alibaba.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Favorite time of the year?
When I don't work.
True. The tagline motto which you live by.
Learn to lose before you learn to win.
Favorite brand of sunglasses?
Oakley's.
Oakley's. Favorite character from Sesame Street?
Big Bird.
Big Bird. Okay. We are here at the National Shooting Centre with legend Lee Wung Yew. And in case you missed the first segment, we asked him what was his favorite Sesame Street character, and he said
Big Bird.
Big Bird, because
That was my call sign when I was in the army.
that was your call sign. Big Bird was the call sign during his army days. You heard it. Let's get serious with the 13-time SEA Games gold medalist and 3-time Olympian. You missed out on a podium finish in all 3 Olympic campaigns from 96 to 2008. Any regrets over those missed chances?
To be an Olympian, there are no regrets. The thing is that you just do your best leading up to the games, and then whatever happens in the games, you give your all for the country, and you come back knowing that you have given everything you've got, and you walk away with no regrets, and you always look forward to the next competition.
And with each Olympic campaign, what did you learn about your own skill set and about yourself as well?
It's more of understanding my emotions during competition, how I react to stress, and things you basically grow as a person when you compete at that level, and this is how the changes take place over the years.
Okay. With your father being a national shooter as well, were you under pressure to follow in his footsteps?
No, never. It was more of, I was lucky because my dad was a shooter before, and it was something that I liked as a child. I used to play police and thief, cowboys, and Indians. So shooting is like a game, when I was a kid, and it progressed to something that's real for me, and it just carried on from there.
Your debut at the SEA Games was at the age of 19 back in 1985. In your first 2 SEA Games, you won the team gold, 85 and 87. So it was in KL 89 when you finally hit your first individual goal.
Yes.
Maybe you can tell us about that.
Well, it was a surprise individual goal, as I was the youngest shooter in the team, and we just did what we do best in competition. Just do your best, and just as we were finishing, we were taught not to look at our scores, count our scores, or compare our scores during competition. And then when the time came for them to announce the individual finalists, and my name was called up, and and then we just your instincts and your training kicked in, and you just go through the motion.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, were you a marksman back in your national service days?
Yes.
You were? Okay. Were you in the sniper company or platoon?
Well, I'm not a sniper in the platoon, but I was a sniper in my unit.
That was the commandos?
Yes.
Okay. What is the weirdest thing anybody has ever asked you being a national shooter?
Whether I've shot anyone.
I think that
Always,
qualifies. You've competed at several World Championships and World Cups. What is your best finish at the World Cup?
At the World Cup, I had a couple of finals. So I made the finals. The top 6 shooters in that event go to the finals. So I count that as some of my better achievements in my career.
Wow, reaching the top 6 in a world final.
Yep.
Outstanding. Do you have special names for your rifles, like Rocky and Rambo?
Fortunately, no. No, just the Barazzis and the Berettas and the Brownings, but no special names.
special name,
I
okay.
reserve that for the girlfriends.
Are you allowed to purchase the rifle for your competition requirements, or does the National Sports Association do it on your behalf?
Well, there are a few pathways. One is that the association has their own stock of firearms for me to choose. But when you reach a certain level, you will want to have your own firearm, and you basically customize it for your individual need. So that's where you are allowed to purchase your own firearm. And of course, according to the specifications that you want. And then you tell the factory you want this particular wood, this particular measurement, the length, the trigger pull, the weight, everything. And then they will do the necessary for you.
Customize.
Yes.
Okay. 25 years you were a national athlete. Maybe you can tell us, is there a ballpark figure? How much did you actually spend on rifles and accessories in 25 years?
If you include travel, accommodation, ammunition, firearms, I would say maybe close to $1 million Sing dollars.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Scariest moment in your shooting career so far?
Oh, I was shot at once in the back by accident.
During competition?
During training. So someone did not check what was in front of him,
Okay.
and basically shot me in the back at a distance of like 80 meters. So I had a mass of red dots on my back because of the impact of the pellets.
Okay.
The second incident was at a competition. So I was hit in the neck by a stray bullet because there was another competition taking place nearby. And the ricochet sort of like flew to my neck. So yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
That was what?
It was really hilarious.
Okay.
Because it was a competition held in somewhere in the north. So the joke was that they were trying to take out the competition.
By north, you're not referring to Woodlands, I know. Okay. By best advice you would give to a youth who's keen on the sport of shooting?
Try it out first, and then if you like it, make it a passion. Yeah, because shooting is not as exciting as some sports that's available, and it takes a lot of perseverance and self discovery in order to do well, and you'll be disappointed very often.
Okay.
Yeah, so you need to have that kind of resilience if you want to be a good shooter. Yeah.
Could you name 3 best quality traits or characteristics of a world-class shooter?
I'm speaking for a shotgun shooter. One, he or she must have a great sense of humor, really. And 2, these self-motivated. And 3 will be the desire to learn. Yeah, because you need to constantly learn and discover more about the way your body moves, the way you react to different environment, different situations, because it is an event that is held in the open. It's not in an enclosed place. So this is something I think very important.
I understand I can relate to the second and third trait, but why do you need to have a good sense of humor?
Well, shotgun events, trap for example, it tends to draw a certain kind of characters to the sport. And it's a sport where there'll be a lot of, what's the word they use?
Intensity, ego.
Ego busting comments. Just for fun. But in my years of shooting, I've seen people who lose it because they cannot accept certain comments. Yeah. So this is something I feel very useful for someone who's serious in the sport, and someone even the high level shooters. So some of the best jokers I've known in my life are shotgun shooters.
I think you're referring to trash talking, like the boxers do or the wrestlers do.
Yeah. But we never go that far because we are, after all, holding guns and ammo.
Yeah, exactly. If you were not a teacher today, which other job vocation would you be in?
Most likely, I'll be in the uniformed forces. Yeah.
Okay. With 6 Asian Games under your belt, which might be a record in itself, how would you sum up your experience of competing against the continent's best? 6 Asian Games over 24 years.
It's always a wonderful experience. When I think back, and of course, what's even more important than that are the friendship that you forged over the years. And some of the guys that I've met at my first Asian Games, we're still in contact, and then we remain good friends. And some have passed on. So yeah, so I think this is, for me, this is what matters most. The competition is important, but the friendship that the friends we have made over the years, I think that counts as something at the top of the list. Yeah.
Okay. You started competing at the age of 19 in 1985, and you represented the national team all the way to 2010. Was there an opportunity for you to actually go full-time as a professional and compete on the international circuit?
Well, there was, and that happened in 2007, leading up to the 2008 Olympics in Beijing. So I was given this opportunity to turn full-time for that 1.5 years. So, and that gave me this opportunity to train overseas. At the same time, they engaged a specialist coach, Marcello Dradi. So he was the one that brought me to the next level, and I was able to, to perform beyond what I thought was capable. So I always felt that having a coach that matches your personality, your character, and your abilities, that is something very important.
In all your years of competing, is there one specific opponent that you always was hoping to, to meet and beat this guy?
In my so-called competitive years, the one person that everyone wanted to beat was a guy called Michael Diamond. So this guy was
Which country?
From Australia. So he was like a walking, living legend. So he's like the
name itself sounds diamond, Michael Diamond.
Yeah, but he has been he has some controversial issues of late. So that's another story altogether. But he's a really good friend, and someone that you aspire to beat. Yeah. Something like in swimming, you have Michael Phelps. Somebody you want to beat, but he can be the best friend in your sporting career.
Okay. Your father introduced you to the sport at the age of 15. What is the best advice he gave to you, him being a former national shooter himself?
Shooting is an individual sport. It is not really something that happens like a team sport like soccer. So you are pretty much alone, and you learn, you perform basically for yourself, and that has helped me over the years. So I don't have to rely too much on the whims and fancy of what's going on around me, and this is, well, I'll say, pretty good advice from my dad. Yeah.
Okay. You were an athlete for 25 years. That was leading up to 2010, and then it was only just 2 years ago, in 2018, that you were offered the role as national coach for your discipline, the shotgun. So perhaps you can tell us why did the role of coaching come after an 8-year absence?
Well, again, it took a while for me to want to come back to the sport, to give back to the sport. Reason being, I want to be really ready to contribute, and not come in and find it something that's not my cup of tea. So it took a while for me to get this thing get comfortable with coaching. So there were a few short stints. I will come by to the range for a few sessions, but it's only from 2018 where they really wanted someone to look after a few shooters who are competing at major games. That's where I got started. Yeah. Before that, there were some foreign coaches who were involved in and out of the system, but they didn't really click well with the shooters. So I took on the role.
Okay. Is there one defining moment in your sports career that you would like to share with us on SG Sports Legends?
When I did well in a podium in the 2007 Asian Championships, and that gave me the ticket for the 2008 Beijing Games. Yeah, that was I would say the highlight of my career.
Wang Yu, you're a trap specialist and a double trap expert as well. Could you briefly explain the main difference?
For trap, we shoot a version called Olympic trap. So that's the event that is held by when we compete for qualifications to the OG. Then there's double trap. The only difference would be for trap, you have 15 separate angles, and it is unknown to you when you're shooting. For double trap, you shoot two targets that are released simultaneously. So there'll be 5 separate positions that you're standing. So at each station, when you call, there will be 2 targets that will be released into the air, and you must hit both.
Okay.
That's the main difference.
And how does the scoring system work in a trap event?
Okay, for trap event, the total qualification rounds is 125. Then after that, the top 6 shooters will go into the finals. Okay. For the double trap, it's 150, but the rules have changed, and this event has been removed from the Olympic Games the last few years ago. Yeah.
Okay. Now, over the last few years, we've noticed music being played at shooting ranges when competitions are actually going on. And I've been present at these finals, and I'm trying to comprehend how the shooter is able to concentrate when there's music being played.
I suppose the shooter needs to be trained in it, and then when he or she has established a sort of like a trained response to external so-called distraction or noise, that person will be able to stay focused. And that's why even during training, we introduce music during the shoots. Is to get accustomed to having music in the background. But apart from that, there is a sort of a playlist, approved playlist for music. You cannot simply put rock music or Chinese songs or Korean K-drama songs.
K-pop.
So it must be approved from the approved list of songs or music. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. What is the most bizarre or unexpected thing you've seen a shooter do at a range?
Many.
Just one or two.
One would be this shooter who would speak to the gun, and he will cradle the gun, and when he does well, he actually kisses the gun, and whispers sweet nothings to the gun. I kid you not. It's bizarre.
If it gets the job done,
I suppose, yeah.
Okay. Are you impressed with the current crop of our own national shooters like Martina Veloso, Jasmine Sir, and Teo Shun Sing?
Very. I'm very impressed. Given the young age that they are in, plus the fact and their achievements when they were juniors, this is what we have. This crop of shooters, we are looking at, you know, diamonds, you know, and with more polishing, we are looking at world beaters. Yeah.
Okay. You just mentioned, I mean, you're impressed with the current crop of shooters. So my follow-up would be, when are we likely to see a Singaporean medal at the Olympic Games?
We will love to see one this year.
In Tokyo?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yes, the country has earned the berth, so now it's a question of who gets to represent the Republic. Okay. 13 SEA Games gold medals and several other international accolades. Who would you like to attribute your success and why?
My father, of course. He was the one who got me started in the first place. And the second person would be my wife, for putting up with me for all these years. Yeah. Score point.
Would you like to say any?
Lynn.
Yeah. Okay. 25 years as an athlete, and then you bid farewell in 2010 at the age of 44. Why did you retire at 44, even though shooting doesn't seem like a sport that is defined by age?
Okay, good question. What I felt during that time was, you know, when passion made way for that sense that training became more like work. That's where I decided to call it a day. Yeah, because it becoming too much like work, like too routine. It doesn't make you want to go to the range anymore. So
it wasn't fun anymore.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. It wasn't. It didn't feel give me that kind of satisfaction anymore. So I figured it was time to move on. So I've decided to do other things. Yeah.
What is your message to your fans and Singaporeans who still remember you for your service to Singapore sports?
Wow, then must think long, man. Really find something that you're passionate about and keep at it. And if things don't work out at the end, you know, I suppose you have always good memories. Yeah.
Okay. Lee Wung Yew, you're a 2-time Sportsman of the Year, a 3-time Olympian, a 6-time Asian Games competitor, and a 13-time SEA Games gold medalist. You truly are an SG sports legend. Thank you for your service. Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir.